I never thought my marriage would end this way. 3 years of what I believed was happiness, shattered in minutes. I want a divorce, Jenny said, her eyes fixed on the floor. It's only temporary. I stared at her in disbelief. Just days ago, we were telling her parents about our plans to have a baby. Now this? Ben needs my help with his divorce, she continued softly, unable to meet my gaze. His wife has powerful connections. The case will be tough. Ben, her first love, the man who had broken her heart years ago. So our divorce is to protect me? I asked, sarcasm evident in my voice. Jenny remained silent, breathing deeply. Then let's divorce, I said, grabbing my coat. At the door, I couldn't help but look back. Remember how badly Ben hurt you after he dumped you? You told me you'd make him pay someday. As the door closed, I caught a glimpse of Jenny's suddenly pale face. Jenny and I practically grew up together. She was brilliant, pretty, and popular despite her tough family situation. I watched her toss countless love notes into the trash, telling me she wasn't interested in dating. I kept my distance, hiding my teenage crush. Then Ben appeared, handsome, dangerous, the kind who hung out in corners smoking. Jenny made an exception for him, wanting a little thrill. I watched helplessly as they kissed in the hallway, while I stood there holding her forgotten lunchbox. Their relationship ended quickly. Ben got bored and dumped Jenny for a new girl, Lily, whose family had power and money. Everything he wanted. Jenny was devastated but wouldn't let go, pursuing him until he pushed her away. Then the bullying began. Jenny, raised by a single mother, often relied on me. Near her college entrance exams, I found her beaten up in an alley, her exam ticket ripped on the ground. They wanted to ruin me, she said through gritted teeth. I'll make them pay for abandoning me. It'll get better, I comforted her. She looked up at me. Henry, you're all I have. I waited for her to repeat the year and retake her exams. She followed me to my college and pursued me for 3 whole years. Eventually, her sincerity won me over, and I took a chance on us. It seemed like the perfect ending. Until the school reunion 7 years later. A week before the reunion, Jenny bought me an expensive suit. I want everyone to see how happy you make me, she said. But when urgent work came up, I couldn't attend. Jenny was furious. We're planning for a baby, and you can't quit your crappy job for one reunion? How will I look? I'm not your trophy. I replied. Later that night, I received a call. Jenny was drunk and needed a ride home. When I arrived, she collapsed into my arms, murmuring into my neck. As I helped her to the car, she vomited all over my pants and shoes. Then a silhouette emerged from the restaurant. Ben. 7 years had passed, but he had become even more charming, with an expensive watch perfectly picking out the light. Long time no see, I said awkwardly. The contrast was stark. I was haggard and tired after a long day's work, with vomit on my clothes. 7 years later, I still felt like a loser in his presence. 2 weeks after the reunion, Jenny asked for a divorce. During our divorce proceedings, a classmate sent me a video from the reunion. In a narrow stairwell, Ben and Jenny stood close. After all these years, did you ever miss me? Ben asked seductively. Jenny, her face flushed, leaned against his chest. Who's better, me or Henry? Is that boring guy really right for you? When the kiss ended, Ben pulled her close. Jenny, as soon as my divorce is settled, I have to be responsible for Henry, Jenny interrupted, turning to leave. All these years I thought of you every day, Ben called after her. Have you ever thought of me? Jenny stopped, turned back, and kissed him deeply. That evening, I confronted Jenny about our assets. The house, the car, everything we shared. I don't want any of it left with you. Henry, do you have to make it so ugly? She asked. 7 years of feelings. After it's over, we can still be friends, can't we? Discussing a second with you makes me want to vomit. I replied coldly. 3 days after we decided to divorce, Ben's wife Lily and her thugs smashed our windows and broke into our home. I was asleep when shards of glass flew inside, nearly cutting me. Jenny rushed in and was hit on the head by a brick. As I called the police, Jenny got dressed to go out. Jenny, I said, my voice breaking. Are you sure you want to go? She didn't even look back. Sorry, Ben needs me more than you do. She returned later with Ben, who looked perfectly fine while she was still bleeding from her head wound. When she asked if I was okay, I slapped her hard. You're just a piece of trash, I told her. Ben tried to intervene, and I slapped him too. Is someone else's wife that attractive? That much fun? I just asked her a favor. Ben stammered. So many lawyers, and you asked your ex? Think people don't see through your little act? Doesn't matter, though. I said, disgusted. You want garbage? Take it. The divorce papers arrived days later. I signed them without hesitation and posted our divorce certificate in our group chat, tagging both Ben and Jenny. I'm free. Congrats on the promotion. Hope you last forever. Lock them when they don't act right. I took a long vacation to travel and clear my head. Life's too short to hold on to bitterness. During my trip, a young photographer named Cindy took some pictures of me. Her innocent enthusiasm was refreshing after everything I'd been through. Meanwhile, Ben and Lily's divorce was in court. Lily was bombarding Jenny's firm with calls, trying to get her fired. One night, Jenny commented on my travel photos asking, "Who took your picture?" I didn't reply. Later, she left a drunken voice message. The days are quiet and I'm exhausted, with no one to support or validate me. Feels like I've gone back in time. I blocked her, feeling nothing. I could imagine her situation, alone in that house with a broken window, facing career setbacks, reminiscent of her early days after college when nobody believed in her except me. I had supported her unconditionally, bringing her soup when she was sick, going door to door with her when nobody would hire her, spending half my monthly salary on a gift when she won her first case. But now I understood, never love someone who doesn't love you back. When I returned home, I learned that Ben had decided not to divorce Lily after all. Someone had taken intimate photos of him and Jenny. When confronted, Ben told Jenny, "You were being used. I wanted to leave Lily for the money, not for you. You're naive and just as whiny as ever." Jenny was devastated. She waited for me at the airport, offering me a ride home. Looking worn out and disheveled, she pleaded, "Henry, life without you is something I can't get used to. Come back." Ben fooled me. They destroyed my job, sent thugs to harass me. I'm always up sleepless, slowly losing my sanity every night. I find myself missing you. You're the only one who would forgive, support, and help me. I replied calmly. You were dumped by Ben, then chased after me for 3 years. Through all your hard times and lows, I was there with you. Then you hit it big, left me for him, and now you're back at rock bottom because of him. So now you remember to get back together with me? I never even thought about really leaving you, she insisted. Can you give me a chance? I laughed and showed her the video from the reunion. You cheated on me and now you're talking about love? You got quite the nerve. It was a mistake. Ben made the first move, she protested. You just can't stand life alone, I said coldly. Someone as selfish and greedy as you doesn't deserve love. Faced with a little temptation, you betrayed me who was with you through tough times. Honestly, Jenny, I'm thankful to Ben. He's the reason I saw your true colors early on. Divorcing you was the best decision I've ever made.